Hey guys, this is section 11.1, Second Industrial Revolution and Urbanization. I think you're going to like Unit 11, very short videos. I am still dealing with my fat lip that's ugly to look at, so I have enlisted the help of one of Maisie's friends, I guess you'll call it, and that will be your visual up in the top corner, and I will be talking to the side. So imagine this little voice coming out of here. Let me.
Red hand.
Okay, well, that is terrifying. So let's go ahead and get started.
Where's my green foot?
Okay, now you're not going to talk. Okay, this is me talking, and you are going to sit there and look pretty. Is that understood?
Red hand.
Okay, I'll take that for yes. Oh, here's my here's my fingers. Okay, so let's take a look first of all at industry. Right, this is your typical urban landscape in the Industrial Revolution, the city you created, the pollution, the cramped houses, and you could probably say that this is true of most factory towns and cities in Western Europe until about the year 1850. But then, by the end of the century, going into 1900, we start to see cities that look like this. So the question is, what things have to happen to transform urban areas from that to that? And that is where we get into the second industrial revolution. Now, I think the good way to remember this is you take the first four letters of second, SECO, and those are the four industries, or they stand for words of the four industries that are the most prevalent during the period. Steel becomes a much valued commodity, and that can be used for various means and purposes. But anyway, it's a much, much stronger metal than iron. So it's something that can be used to really strengthen buildings, for instance. It can be used to strengthen any sort of type of liturgical, it might not be the right word, but whatever, process. So steel is one of those. Electricity. We can't live without it. If we do, it turns into The Walking Dead around here. So electricity is so important. And think factories, a huge development here, because now you can light up your factory throughout the whole day and into the night, and you can create what's known as the third shift. You also can light up alleyways and dark corners in cities, perhaps as a way to reduce crime. Chemicals, okay, chemicals become in vogue, and chemical research is something that you start to see a lot, and we're going to see that in weapons development heading into World War One. But maybe the most important is oil and petroleum. With the development of the automobile at the beginning of the 20th century, oil becomes something that is extraordinarily important, not only for cars, but also for military equipment as well. So these four industries are the hallmarks of the second industrial revolution, while the first industrial revolution, you're talking about coal, iron, any sort of steam power, things like that, much more advanced here in the second industrial revolution. So it results in higher levels of urbanization and globalization. So trade grows from it, and certainly the growth of cities into modern cities, what they start to look like today. You might also want to note just the years. We're talking about 1870 to 1910 here, 1870 to 1910. And by 1890, Germany has overtaken Britain basically in the industrial process. And Germany is producing more goods. Germany is making more money. Their economy is stronger than Britain's at this point. While Britain is a little bit too tied to the first industrial revolution, Germany is making waves in these new industries, particularly in chemicals. They're able to kind of advance in many ways in science through the last part of the 19th century. So again, second industrial revolution, S for steel, E for electricity, C for chemicals, O for oil, and they combine to create larger and more modern cities. Now, other things have to occur so that cities can be more thriving. Certainly, it's something we looked at in Unit 8 of the issues that cities face. Well, we got a guy named Edwin Chadwick who is going to lead a public health movement seeking to remedy high disease and mortality rates. Comes up with an idea. Now, this is shocking and revolutionary, okay? He thinks that you could prevent disease by cleaning things up. What? That is insane, right, Mr. Bear?
Red hand.
I mean, he loves his hand, right? I mean, it's yes. Oh, hello.
You
So
find my orange hand?
okay, shut up now. Stop talking. So you clean it up, right? Disease can clean up the urban environment, and it's Edwin Chadwick who pushes this idea as a health reformer, a public health reformer, trying to tell cities clean up your act, get the poop off the streets, sweep the streets, make living conditions better, and you're going to make it a better place to go and live. We also needed to sweep up Edwin Chadwick's hair because that is just embarrassing in every single way. Also, kind of the impetus behind this is it's also done in part to relieve the cholera epidemic. So as cholera sweeps through London and other major cities, leaders are trying to figure out ways to stop that from happening. And one of the ideas is to clean things up. Now, another aspect of it, you have urban planning, where cities are going to be designed in a much more thoughtful way to incorporate all the people living there. France is going to do something pretty extreme in about the year 1850. They're going to take their smaller streets and widen those streets. Okay, this is a process led by George von Haussmann, who is in the Napoleon III camp. So this is under Napoleon III. But Haussmannization, as it comes to be known, was the policy of basically taking the narrow streets and widening them. So not only does this have a health purpose, because now the sun can come down and dry up streets when it rains, but also a political purpose. It's going to be harder to barricade your streets if they are wider. So again, urban planning, George von Haussmann, something that he does. You see aqueducts be put in, so you increase fresh water supply. You can move water from place to place. We're eventually going to get to indoor plumbing and all of that. The electric streetcar is going to allow people to go faster place to place in the city without the pollution of the train. So the steam and coal fire smoke comes from the train, certainly is a pollution problem. The streetcar in the interior of cities will allow for more transportation. And also cities are going to create park space to beautify areas. You start to see cities using resources. Again, government taking care of the people. If we remember from the age of mass politics, part of that is the government spending money to beautify parks, to establish parks, and help the people's lives who live in these cities. So that is basically it for 11.1. Short video, short unit. We'll have 3 more, and our friend Mr. Bear will say a final word.
I have 2 ears.
Well, that is...
Let's count. 1,
No,
2.
I mean, that's so insightful. I really enjoy...
Where's my green foot?
You don't have a... Well, you do have a green foot. I mean, I so much enjoyed your commentary, Mr. Bear, and I'm going to leave everyone with this thought.